Hi, I'm Jan Hogarth from Placemate Architects. I'm a renovation specialist architect, and today I'm talking about a really cool way to extend your house when you need more space. And here's one that you might be familiar with. This is the Burrow. Now, when the Weasleys needed more space, they had a nice little cottage and then they built an extension. Now, I can tell you now, this will never get through Brisbane City Council because it's over 9.5 metres. But today I've got 3 samples of projects that we've actually designed and built in Brisbane. They're all inner urban, they're all workers' cottages, and they're all small lots. So the original cottages are quite small and they've been added onto over the years, but we've kept the core of that house exactly the same. We're not lifting and building underneath. We've added a new wing as a new piece of construction out the back. So let me show you around. Here we are in Barden. There we are. It's a workers' cottage. You can see a bit of fibro. It's had a bit of a life. It's close to the ground. It's really close to the boundary. We kept that pretty much the same and just redecorated it. Here's the sketch that I did of it to start off with. There's the cottage, and we built a 2-storey extension in the same kind of style with a veranda up the top, a new master suite and a living area that just flowed through. You can see the ground is rising up to the back. There's the cottage. We cut off the veranda and all that stuff. We opened up this veranda because it was so pretty, and then we built a replica one at the back. That's the bedroom. Now, this is the beauty about a pod. You can get a really nice big open plan kitchen, living, dining room. These kind of houses, they never had that sort of space. That's what you're looking for when you get your renovation because it's long-term value. Okay, so you can see here, here's the cottage, left in exactly the same place. The window hoods are actually on the neighbour's property and the pod is back in the middle of the block. But they've got this lovely courtyard on the side. Oh, here we are. This is during. That's what it looked like at the back. You know what those houses are like. This is how it turned out. So we could put this as a slab on ground, polished concrete. There's the back of the pod, and you can look right through down the hallway to the park across the road. Really open, and there's bedrooms up the top. Connecting up to this beautiful backyard. Here's another cottage and pod. Again, it's small lot, it's inner urban. It backs onto a creek and a beautiful parkland. This is a house that was a young couple with young kids, and they were on a very strict budget. The cottage itself, it's in a flood zone. It could all be flooded. And instead of lifting and building underneath, we couldn't lift and build in underneath. The whole underneath is a flood zone, so it's just effectively water. So you would lift and you'd have nothing to show for it. So we've built an extension. Okay, and this is how it works in practice. Here's a plan of the cottage, right? So that it had a veranda, there's a couple of bedrooms. This was the old veranda here. That's the cottage. This is the extension. That's what I'd call the pod. There's a bedroom above that. And in between, we've created this kind of link, which is a stair and an entry. And that's their hallway on the workers' cottage. You've seen them. It goes right through, and then you go through to the back of the house. That is a new build, easy new construction, and that is the cottage. And then there's a link. You drive in, come up the middle here, and then you go up to the living area and a master suite up the top. Now, this house is the floodlit. You can see how we stepped up 3 steps there. That's to get flood clearance in this place. Water actually can come up to here. Now, it might go even higher, who knows? But with this, it's flood proofing as well, so that if there was a flood coming, they can shift all their stuff up to here to protect it in case of flood. There's the old cottage, there's the new bit. There's the open area underneath for the flood. And this is how it turned out at the back. It's just a big open plan kitchen, living, dining room, tons of space with a nice deck out the back. There's the before shot. That's looking through. That door and that door are the same. There used to be a kitchen on the back veranda. We've kept that, but we've just kind of continued the floor up through into the kitchen, living, dining room. There's some stairs on that side there. You can kind of come up in the middle of the house if you're the family, but you get this lovely view. The third house we've got is in St Lucia. Again, it's a worker's cottage. Here we are, classic. Central corridor, 4 bedrooms. At the back, you won't be surprised to know there's a veranda and a veranda off the veranda. All, I don't know whether you can see this in the shot, but it's had a life, this place, and it needs a lot of repairs. Again, it's very close to the boundary. They needed more space. They've got teenage sons. The place is just, it is like the borough. They need more space and they need it now. Now, if you raise this house, you'll have to replace all the bedroom windows to comply with current code. You would have to fire rate the walls. If you leave it in the same place, it's exempt. So it saves a lot of money to just leave it where it is. It also makes it an easier town planning approval. They needed more car accommodation. We've dealt with that as well. There's the cottage. You can see front veranda, hallway, 2 bedrooms the same, 2 rooms there the same. It had a bit of a kitchen at the back. We've kept that as well. And we've turned that all into 3 bedrooms and a sitting room. And it can actually be accessed separately when they're students, But the main entry will be up the side through here into a living area, kitchen, dining room, onto the veranda and out to the back. And you can see that the new build has come off the boundary. Anyway, so this is a 2-storey new build extension that links through to this existing house. And here's the section of it. So there's the existing cottage, which we've kind of kept the same. The roof is kind of the same. And here's the new extension at the back. It has a big double height space at the back. You can drive in, come up to the entry and into the living room. And that's a big open plan area, which we can build in new build. It's really hard to adjust an existing house like that. And this is a little study we had to make sure that a person standing in the upper level can actually see right through the house. Makes the house seem bigger. And here's the finished product. Now look, I'll just point out something here. This veranda doesn't have a post, so now you can fit 2 cars beside each other at the front of the house. And you can drive in underneath, and there's a garage there as well. There's the front door that goes up to the middle of the house. So that was the condition that it was. You would have seen a lot of these houses in Queensland. So it had an extension and another extension. We've kept the bones of this house as it is, as a heritage feature, and left most of the roof there. We've created a link and a 2-storey extension. And this is it at the back. That's their master suite. It also looks back that way. There's the living room there, and you can kind of see through. That's a study and that's a laundry area, and there's an access path down the side there. Cottage and pod is not something that works on every property. Sometimes you lift and build in underneath. Sometimes you demolish the house and build new. Cottage and pod is a strategy that might be available to you depending on your site and everything else like that. So if you're thinking of renovating, come and have a chat with Placemate and we'll help you through all that process and make sure that you get a good outcome on your job. Thank you.